guys, it's Kate, and today's video is going to be a little Q&A video. I asked you guys to send me questions on Instagram, and I did get quite a few, so I'm going to be answering them in this video just because I haven't done a Q&A in a while, and because it's a new year, I was thinking I would answer some questions for you guys and see if really anything has changed or if there's anything I haven't told you guys or whatever. But before I get into that, I just wanted to address my last video that I uploaded, which was my New Year resolutions. I got quite a few comments regarding my appearance, and I'm not really sure why. That's never really been the focus of this channel, but for some reason, a lot of the questions were asking about my appearance and stuff like that. So I want you guys to know straight from my mouth, I have been tanning. I did mention that in that video. The only thing that has changed about me is that I have been tanning. I don't think anything is wrong with it. I don't go so often that my skin is getting burnt and all leathery like some people were saying. But that's the only thing that's changed. Other than that, nothing else has changed. I'm not putting anything new on my face, not doing anything like that. So, that being said, I do want to say that even though I do open myself up to criticism and I do upload videos on a public site, which I know opens yourself up to getting all types of criticism and people saying whatever they want, I want to let you guys know that I do see your comments and I am a real person. So while I do have thick skin and comments don't necessarily hurt me or get to me, they do annoy me a little bit because it's hard to have to explain yourself to people that don't know you at all and are just making assumptions based off of one video that they saw. It really made me upset realizing that that video was made with good intentions and a lot of it was talking about God, and I was hoping that people watching that video would kind of be inspired to, restart their relationships with God or get closer to God or ask questions about what they can do and what I'm doing and all that kind of stuff. And for some reason that video was made to be about what is Kate doing to look differently? Why does she look different? What's going on? So it kind of annoyed me because I feel like I put a lot of work into that video for it to become about something that it wasn't meant to be. So that was the only reason why I was upset. If you guys were following any of the comments on that video, I deleted a bunch because I thought these comments aren't doing anything to promote this video or talk about what the context of this video is. They're pretty much just here to tear me down. So I wasn't really here for that. I wasn't really a fan of that. So I did delete those comments and I did respond to some of them, and I know that some other people responded and there was some people going back and forth and whatever, but I want you guys to know that the purpose of that video was not to be about me and what I've been doing and why I suddenly look tanner. And honestly, whether I'm tan or not, it really doesn't affect you as the viewer in any way. It doesn't affect anyone that doesn't know me. It doesn't even affect people that do know me because it's me. It's my face. It's my physical body. It doesn't have anything to do with you as the viewer or anyone else really, which is why it was so annoying that I even had to address it, because I feel like if I as a pale person want to not be pale in the wintertime and go tan, whereas I normally wouldn't in the summer because I would be outside actually getting tan, I feel like it's my prerogative to do that. I can do that if I want to. It doesn't affect anyone else. It doesn't hurt anyone else. It doesn't take glory away from God or anyone else for that matter. So I feel like it's not even something that should be addressed, which is why I'm annoyed that I'm even addressing it right now, because I shouldn't have to. But because I open myself up to this, because I open this channel up to you guys and I allow you to comment and say what you want, and because, America has freedom of speech and no censorship and blah, 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 obviously I'm gonna let you express your opinion. But I want you guys to know that I see your comments and I think that it's not right to pick someone apart that you don't know and insult people that you've never met and try to piece together parts of their lives to fit a narrative that you want, and say like, oh, she must be doing this, she must be this and that. Like, no, the parts of my life that I choose to share with you are the parts that I choose to share. And the parts of that video that I wanted to be relevant were the parts about God and church and personal growth, not about the way that I look or the way that I changed my skin tone slightly by tanning. Like, it doesn't affect you, it doesn't affect that video, and I'm sorry that this took so long to explain, but I just wanted to let you guys know that tearing other people down doesn't affect you. It doesn't help you in any way. It doesn't make you a better person. The Bible does say to judge righteously. You're right. You're totally right about that. But being rude to someone isn't being righteous. It's being rude. So the next time you want to comment on someone's video or Instagram photo or anything like that, something rude, just remember that people see it. We can see your name. You're not anonymous. I can look you up on Facebook if I want to. I can send you a DM if I want, but I'm not going to, because I'm not like that. First of all, I'm not petty. Second of all, I don't really care. Third of all, I have thick skin. But for other YouTubers, other smaller YouTubers that don't have thick skin, that haven't been doing this as long as I have, it might hurt them. So I just want to let you guys know that before you leave a hurtful, rude, judgmental comment, I see it, God sees it, and it really doesn't benefit you in any way, in a positive way, to leave a negative comment on a video. So the next time you do that, just remember this conversation that we just had, because it's just not right, and it really didn't help anything. And if I was another person, that might have made me want to stop making videos. But like I said, I have thick skin, and I really am good about picking things to not focus on and not really care about when it comes to things that aren't important. So that's why it didn't make me want to stop making videos. I didn't block anyone's channel. In the past, I would have maybe blocked that person's channel because I wouldn't want them commenting on my stuff. But because I hope that my videos inspire you or help you in some way, I'm not gonna block you. I want you to keep watching. I want you to have some personal growth and realize that leaving negative comments doesn't help you in any way. Like I said, I'm sorry that this explanation took so long, but I just wanted to address that because I felt like it was just really crazy that it blew up the way it did. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get into this Q&A because I know a lot of you guys had questions and I want to answer those for you, so let's get into it. So the first question I got was, what do you do to relieve stress? So I wouldn't say that I'm a super stressed out person. I think I'm pretty level-headed, but when it comes to specific situations, there have been times where I've been super stressed out. So I don't really do anything like crazy as far as like, I don't, like use essential oils or go to therapy or go like talk with someone. Like when I'm stressed out, the best thing I can do is take a breather, step back from the situation and look at it from a farther perspective just to see is this really something that's worth stressing out about, or if it's something that's I'm stressed out because of a deadline, I'm just gonna get it done. I'm gonna make sure that I meet that deadline and I'm gonna try my best to, not be stressed out about it. And if all else fails, just take a nap. I feel like if you're stressed out about something, take a nap. You always feel better when you wake up. I feel like when I wake up from a nap, like if I'm cramming for a test and I tell myself I'm gonna stay up till 5 a.m. cramming, I'm gonna stop studying at 2 a.m. and take a little 30-minute nap and then wake up and finish cramming or whatever. And I have done that multiple times and it has always made me feel better. So I don't know if that helps, if that answers the question, but that is what I personally do to relieve stress. Like I said, I'm not super stressed out, but that's what I do. The next question is my favorite online stores or places to get dresses and skirts. So my favorite online stores are Jane.com, ASOS, Forever 21, H&M, and Marshalls and TJ Maxx. That is pretty much all the places that I shop at. I like Zara as well, but I'm not like a frequent shopper there. The places I shop at the most are probably ASOS and Jane.com, and of course Poshmark, because everything on Poshmark is cheaper than it would be in real stores. Some of it's used, some of it's new, but even if it's used, it's still in good condition. So I do like to buy things off of Poshmark because they are cheap and they're good quality and you can get lots of different brands. So I feel like the places I get the most clothes from are probably Jane, Forever 21, and Poshmark. Next question is, have you ever been to a public school? So if you guys have been watching my videos for a while, you know that I went to a private school from 1st to 12th grade. I graduated from a private Christian school. That was the decision that my parents made for me and my sister and my brother. I don't know if I would have turned out any different had I gone to a public school, but I am thankful that they put me in that school just because I feel like it sheltered me from the things of the world and it kept me. I personally believe that if I went to a public school, I would have been able to withstand temptation, but because I've never been to a public school and I've never been in those types of situations really to the extent that some of my public school friends have been, if that made any sense, I don't know. But anyways, I feel like I don't know if I would have turned out any differently. I always have said like I don't think I would have because I feel like I'm just like a strong person, but you never know. So I'm glad that I never had to go to a public school. But there's also times where I wish that I had gotten to go because I don't know, it's just like something I've never gotten to do, so it's something I've always felt like maybe I was missing out on something. When it came to like, I never got to go to like football games that were like super lit and fun, and I never got to be in like a huge drama club where there was like a really cool production, you know, because private school, obviously there's not a ton of budget for, you know, doing all these different plays and stuff. So there's like little things that I kind of wish that I had gotten to experience. But for the most part, I'm glad that I got to go to the same school my whole life and, you know, had the same friends my whole life and stuff like that. But I did go to a public school for my driver's training, so yeah. The next question is, what do you do when you get invited to birthday/dinners from your secular family or friends? So I'm not really sure what the, I guess, context behind this question is. But like I said previously, I went to a private school my whole life. Most of my friends went to a private school as well, that one or other ones. The public school friends that I have are from my church or from my work. So I wouldn't say I really get invited to a lot of secular parties. When I first started college, I got a lot of invitations to go to parties, but after I kept saying no, people kind of stopped asking just because they knew that I wasn't gonna go. And then as far as family, I have family that's not in church. That doesn't mean that me as someone who goes to church, I'm gonna say, you don't go to church, so I'm not gonna come to your party. That's not how it works. We have to show them love no matter what. So I'm obviously gonna go. I'm only 19, so if I was offered alcohol, it would be illegal, but never been offered alcohol. I've never been offered drugs. I've never taken any of those things, not even in communion. My church does grape juice, not wine. So yeah, like that's never been a problem for me. And even if I was invited to those parties and it was like a birthday party, obviously I would weigh it out. Like, is this something that I want people to see that I have gone to? If it's like a, you know, friend that's not in church or whatever. If it's a party where I know there's gonna be drinking and dancing and stuff like that, I'm obviously not gonna go to it. But if it's a family dinner or birthday party and some of them are in church, I'm still gonna go, you know, because that's my family and I love them no matter what. So hope that answers the question. Why do I gulp so loud? The next question is, how tall are you? And the answer is 5'7". I'm around 5'10", 5'11" in heels, but without heels, I am 5'7". Next question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? So in 5 years, I will be 24. My sister got married at 22, and my mom got married at 22. So I feel like hopefully I would like to be married. I feel like getting married young is something that I have always wanted to do. Some people, when they hear that, they're like, you want to get married young, like what about your job and your money and blah, blah, blah. Well, with the track that I'm on right now, I hope to be done with college at 21 or 22. So if I get married at 22, 23, I would hope that at age 24, which is in 5 years, I will be, working my job as a teacher, and I will be successful in that job, that my husband and I will be successful as a couple, and we'll be doing stuff in our local church, whether that's youth ministry or kids ministry or music or whatever it is, whatever the church needs, even if it's, driving the bus or coming in to clean, like whatever it is. I just hope that me and my husband are involved in ministry. As far as kids, I don't see myself having kids in 5 years. The next question is tips on staying positive and happy in difficult situations. So my tips for staying positive and happy is surrounding yourself with people that make you happy. If you are fighting with someone that you were really good friends with or a family member and that's what's bringing you down, don't isolate yourself, but surround yourself with people that actually love you and want to make you happy and want to build you up, and hopefully can help you get through this difficult time. Obviously praying is really good. Sometimes talking to someone else about your problems is kind of difficult just because they don't know how you're feeling. They can't feel what you're feeling, but God knows us. He sees our hearts, and He's truly the only one that can bring true healing to our hearts and to our minds and to any situation that's been messed up, any hurt that you have. So staying positive and happy for me has always just been turning to God, turning to my family. And I also think that sometimes writing things down can almost be therapeutic and help you feel better about things. So when I'm really, upset, I will sometimes open up my notes on my phone and just start typing until I feel like I've let those emotions out. And so I have a lot of notes on my phone where I've just been like, this is a situation that I'm feeling really difficult and having like a lot of problems with, and I'm sad and I'm upset. And I feel like after I write it down, it's kind of like that burden is kind of lifted off of me. You know what I'm saying? Next question is favorite place to get jean skirts. So I don't wear jean skirts very often, but when I do, I get them from Target, Nordstrom Rack, and thrift stores. The next question is what software do you edit with? And I use iMovie. That's it. I don't use Pro Presenter, I don't use Final Cut, I don't use any of those things just because they are expensive and I don't have, hundreds of dollars to spend on that stuff right now. However, when I get the money for Final Cut Pro, I will be buying it. And it's not to say that I don't have, the money to buy those things. It's just that right now I know that I need to use my money for more important things, such as buying school books and paying for college. So that's why I haven't invested in a super expensive editing program, but iMovie works just fine. It's a great program and it's free. So I'm a fan. I think everything that I have needed to do so far with my videos and with editing, I've been able to do completely fine on iMovie. So I'm Gucci with using it. The next question is, what would you say to a young apostolic about to start a YouTube channel? I would say, congratulations. I'm proud of you for starting this journey. And I also want to say, don't let negative comments get to your head. Don't let the lack of views or subscribers in the beginning go to your head, because when you first start off, you're not going to be having thousands of views. You're not going to be having thousands of subscribers. And I think that that's what people sometimes think is like, if I'm not getting thousands of views when I first start, my channel will never be successful. Well, when I started, I wasn't getting thousands of views. I was getting about 20 and 50. And the higher the number got, the more I was like, yeah, like let's keep making videos. Like I was motivated by the growth and the success. And so I would say, keep sticking with it and, make sure that you present your faith as a positive and loving thing on your channel. As a young apostolic, you don't want to turn other people who might not be of the same faith as you away from that faith completely based on the way that you are presenting yourself online. So my biggest advice would be careful what you put online, be careful what you share, and stay positive, and let's keep growing as a community, because this community is getting bigger. There's a lot of apostolic YouTubers now, and I think it's awesome. I've also said that if you ever want me to share your channel or promote you or whatever, in the past I've done that. Send me a DM and I will totally promote it for you, and we'll get you some of my subscribers to go over there and watch your stuff and subscribe to you. So yeah, congratulations and good luck with your channel. Can't wait to see it. The next question is, how do you deal with tough kids in children's church, such as kids who don't listen? So in my experience, children that don't listen and act out are usually acting that way because they are not getting attention at home. So they think, if I act crazy here, at least someone's paying attention to me. Sometimes they can feel invisible in their own homes, or they can feel like they aren't important. And in children's church, yes, it should be structured, it should be orderly. The Bible says to do everything decent and in order, and if you're letting your kids run around and be crazy and do all these things, that's obviously not decent or in order. But it's also not school, so you should definitely be a little bit more lenient when it comes to what you allow to happen. If you're constantly yelling at the kids for, having fun and goofing off or whatever, they aren't going to want to come back, because they're going to think, kids' church is exactly like my school. I get yelled at, I get put in timeout, I'm always getting in trouble. Yes, you need to tell those kids, you can't be doing this. This is the house of God. We want to respect God's house. And that's what I say to the kids a lot is, this is not my house. It's not your house. This is Jesus's house. So we want to respect his house. We want to respect what happens here and be serious. We don't want to make light of church and make light of the lesson. So rather than saying, hey, you kid, go to timeout, we'll get down on their level and, hey, what's going on? Why are you acting like this? And specifically kids that we know come from rough home lives or have, just tough situations at home, we are gonna love those kids even more than we would love those kids whose parents bring them every Sunday and, they have like a good home life and we know, what their parents are doing and stuff. Not to say we're not gonna love them in the same way, but we are gonna nurture those kids with the rough home lives. If they wanna sit on your lap or sit next to you, go ahead, let them, because they need someone to show them love. They need someone to show them that they care. And that connection is really what's gonna keep them as an adult, because you never know what they're gonna be as an adult, who they're going to become. So showing them love, showing them kindness, and ultimately being Christ-like to them is really what's gonna make the difference in your children's ministry. The next question is, do you want to have kids in the future? If so, how many? The answer is yes, I do want to have kids in the future, and I have always said I want to have 4 kids. The reason for that is because my family had 3 kids growing up, me, my twin brother, and my older sister. And because there was 3 of us, there was always 2 against 1. Whether it was me and my twin against our older sister, or it was the girls against the boy, or it was the older 2 against the younger one, because my brother is a minute older than me, that's it. But for some reason, he's always had this mindset that he's older than me and I'm the baby of the family. So that's how everyone has always kind of treated me, is like as the baby. Not in a sense that they've disrespected me and been like, oh, you're the baby, but everyone's always like, yeah, Kate's the baby of the family. So there was always 2 against 1, no matter what the situation was growing up. And I feel like if I have 2 and 2, nobody will ever be left out. Everyone will always have a friend, and we won't have to worry about, breaking up the fight of the 2 against 1, because it will be, 2 against 2. And in that case, obviously we'll still break it up, but you know what I'm saying? Like, there probably won't be as many arguments or whatever. The next question is best devotional or Christian books. And some Christian books that I really like are the books Uninvited. I like the book that the Duggar sisters wrote. I think it's called Growing Up Duggar. I like Live Original by Sadie Robertson. Do Hard Things by, I forget who it's by, but it's called Do Hard Things. I really love the book Worth the Wait by Ken Gurley and Tyler Whaley. And of course, my sister's book, Worth It. If you guys have not purchased that, I will have that linked down below. And then I also have a book that my dad wrote called Escaping No Man's Land, which is a book for young men or just young people in general that find themselves in like a place of not being able to like escape the situations that they've been put in or the situations that they've put themselves in, and thinking that they can't grow from that and all that kind of stuff. I'll have that linked down below as well, but those are some books that I recommend. The next question is favorite NAYC, and I'm assuming this means like my favorite year of NAYC. So I've only been to 2. I've been to 2013 and 2017. I was not able to go to 2015, so I've only had 2 to choose from, but just because 2017 is the one that I remember the most, I'm gonna have to say that one. I was 14 in 2013. So I don't remember much about it other than I remember this one boy came up to me and I thought I was so cool because one guy wanted to like talk to me. But yeah, so anyways, that's really all I remember is I wore this outfit that I thought was really cute that I would never wear now, and a boy came up to me. Can't tell you anything about the messages, don't remember them, don't remember where I stayed, what happened. Those memories are foggy. So 2017 I'd have to say is my favorite year because I met a lot of new friends and the services were incredible. If you have the chance to go, absolutely go. It is amazing. And the follow-up question is, are you coming to NAYC 19? And the answer is yes, I am, and I will be trying to do some type of meet and greet / like just meetup of all of us. So I'll let you guys know more details on that. Next question is, how long have you been apostolic? And the answer is, I was born into this faith, so I have been apostolic my whole life, but the age where I truly made the decision to follow after Christ and get baptized, get the Holy Ghost, all those things was 8 years old. But I was raised apostolic and I've never, had the desire to stray away or go somewhere else or do whatever. I've always just wanted to stay in it, and it's not something that I've ever felt forced to do. It's just something I've always wanted to do. It's something I've loved to do as well. The next question is, what inspired you to make a YouTube channel? So I've talked about this before, but I used to love watching Bethany Moda's videos. If you guys are YouTube OGs, you guys know Bethany Moda was like the YouTuber. She was really bubbly, she was really sweet, she had cool video ideas, and she was just really fun to watch. So she kind of made me want to start one, and then getting older and realizing that there wasn't really a Christian YouTuber that was really representing that audience. I was like, you know what? Why don't I start a channel, and it can be faith-based, and I can make videos about God and about, like the Bible and modesty and stuff like that, in hopes that maybe some young apostolic girls will watch these kinds of videos rather than the videos that are coming out now, where there's just all these videos that's like, the more skin you show, the more details you share, the more views you get. And I feel like we need to be sheltering our youth from that and presenting more apostolic YouTubers that they can watch that are actually enjoyable and actually nice and actually like just cool and have like, a good representation of our faith that you guys can watch and enjoy. So the reason I made this channel was because I really felt like there was a lack of that on YouTube, and I was hoping to fill that void with my channel. So the next question is, how can you build your self-confidence? I have absolutely none at the moment. So in building self-confidence, it's not something that happens overnight, and it's not something that just happens and stays there forever. It's something you kind of have to work at and something that you have to work on. And so if you know that, you aren't very confident and that you have some things that you get nervous about or that you don't like about yourself, just really start to build yourself up rather than tear yourself down. If you're always telling yourself, I'm not important, I don't have anything to offer, I'm not confident, obviously you're gonna have low self-confidence. Build yourself up, write sticky notes on your mirror, like you're beautiful, you're important, you're interesting, you're cool, whatever. Build yourself up, surround yourself with people that are gonna help you. Dive into the Word, see what the Bible says about, love and kindness and even loving yourself and things like that. Because I don't think that God wants us to hate ourselves and dislike ourselves. He created us in his image, and he created us in the way that he saw fit. And I don't think that we should be sitting here, tearing ourselves down and not being confident in who God created us to be. Obviously, it's not something that comes natural to everyone. I was not very confident when I was younger. I thought I wasn't good at singing. I thought I wasn't cute. I thought I wasn't gonna be anything. But the older that you get, the more you just have to become confident in your abilities and just recognize that this is who you are. You can't change those things about yourself, such as like the way you look, the way you sound. So you may as well just accept them now rather than saying, these are things I hate about myself and I wish I could change. The next question is, have you always had a close bond with your parents? Love you, Kate. Love you too. And the answer to that question is yes, but I think as a teenager, we've all gone through those stages where we've been like, I don't need my parents, I'm fine on my own. So I think there was a time where I wasn't that close with my mom just because I didn't want to be, and I thought I didn't need her, and I thought, oh, she's always checking in on me, she's always asking me how I'm doing, she's always trying to talk to me, like I just want to be alone. And so I do regret that because I feel like I was like kind of mean to her at that time. I think I was around like 14 when that was happening. But me and my mom are closer than ever now. We talk on the phone for hours if we can. We sit in my room and talk for hours. We watch a show together where like every night we'll like sit there and watch it together, every episode. Like we talk about everything, she knows what's going on in my relationships and my friendships. Same with my dad, we're very close. He'll come in, this is the den, like the family room, whatever. So we'll come in here, we'll chat, we'll be in my room, his room, or my parents' room. They sleep together. They're not in separate rooms. But anyways, so yeah, like we'll be up there, we'll be down here, whatever. And we have a really close relationship. I feel like I've always been able to be super honest with my parents. I've never felt like they're gonna judge me or anything like that. So yeah, for the most part, other than when I was being a stubborn little girl, I've always been close with them and they've always been really great parents. The next question is, what skincare products do you use? So I have done a video about this and I will be doing more videos about it in the future. So I will link my skincare routine down below. If you want to check that out, that tells you all the products that I use and all that kind of stuff. The next question is, how do you feel about Southern gospel and shouting music? So love shouting music, love gospel. Not a huge fan of Southern gospel just because I'm not from the South, so I wasn't really raised on that. I was more raised on gospel in general, like choirs and stuff. Haven't really been raised on Southern gospel, so I'm not a huge fan, but obviously shouting music is great. The last question is, how did you survive the waiting process? I'm 18 and I've never had a boyfriend, and sometimes I get really down about it. So this is something that I have been talking about for the past couple of years. You guys know I never had a boyfriend up until recently. I had a boyfriend when I was 12, but doesn't count. You guys know this, doesn't count. Never saw each other. It was just something we called each other. This is my first boyfriend, and yes, it was discouraging seeing my friends being in relationships, seeing people on Instagram get into relationships, and not having that. Obviously, I've talked to a few guys and realized, this one's not for me. But I think getting discouraged, getting disappointed, it's pointless. You said, you're 18. Whether you are 18 watching this or you're, 16, 17, 15, 19, 20, whatever the age is, just remember that love doesn't have a number on it. I have an aunt that got married at like 40. I have an uncle that got married at like 30. Like my sister got married at 22. I know people that have gotten married at like 18. I feel like love doesn't have a number. And I feel like you shouldn't be rushing to get into a relationship because relationships are a lot of work. Until you get into one, you don't realize how much work you really have to put into it. So it's not just something that you can be like, I'm dating someone, but I need my space. I'm not gonna be talking to them a lot. If you have a boyfriend, best believe he's gonna wanna call you, FaceTime you, talk to you as much as he can because he likes you. And if that's not something that you wanna do, if that's not something you're prepared to do, you probably shouldn't be in a relationship. For me personally, every time I talk to a guy, I would write kind of a mental list of the things about that person that I really liked, and then some things I didn't like, and I would take that into the next person I talked to. So I feel like, yes, the waiting process can be difficult, but at the same time, you're saving yourself the heartache. You're saving yourself from being in 37 different relationships and breaking up with each person and realizing that each person is taking a little piece of you and draining you emotionally. It's better to wait and be lonely or disappointed than to be in a bunch of relationships and realize that none of these are making you happy, none of them are fulfilling, anything like that. So don't be in a rush. My advice is wait it out, pray about it, make a list of the things you want, but be patient because God does have someone out there for you, and He is molding them and making them who they need to be. And He's molding you and making you who He wants you to be as well. And until you guys are both ready, you probably won't meet. You probably won't realize that the relationship is right. So my biggest advice is be patient, because it can be hard, but just be patient. You know, one of the fruits of the Spirit, patience. Easier said than done, but don't be in a rush to grow up. Don't be in a rush to get in a relationship, because they are work and you are, you know, dealing with someone else with a different personality and a different way of being raised and all that kind of stuff. Whether it's long distance, you're spending money to travel and visit them. You're spending time and effort to get to know them. So all that kind of stuff. Just keep that in mind and don't try to grow up like as fast as you can. You know, stay young for as long as you can and enjoy hanging out with friends, enjoy hanging out with family, enjoy being able to do what you want, because as soon as you get into a relationship, you have other people to worry about, not just yourself. So that is my advice, and I hope that that helped. That is all for this video. I know it was long and I'm sorry, but that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, you know what I mean? So if you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you guys want to see any videos from me in the future that you have not seen or that I've already done but you guys want to see more of those, leave those in the comment section below. It's always helpful to see what you guys want to see. It just helps me to have more ideas. And yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you have not already. Don't forget to follow me on my social media sites, which I will have linked down below. And don't forget to check out those books. My sister has one, my dad has one, and they will both bless you immensely. So anyways, I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.